Damn it.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to D20 Sundays. Today's Premade adventures. Now, you know how I feel about most modules. I don't like them. I don't like using them. I might use one or two easy ones to help with, a party players, getting accustomed to each other if they've never met before and they've never played before. It's just something you kind of do in order to break the ice. It's, something easy. Something they obviously should be able to handle together as a group. I don't like modules, though. I feel like they're constrained. I don't like the fact that I feel like there's only a certain number of possible answers or ways to solve a puzzle, and if you change anything in the book to where it'd be like, okay, this is going to be this answer instead because I feel like it fits it just as well, and the players have been kind of stuck on it for a little bit. Well, that thing you changed might have just messed with the entire continuity of the rest of the adventure because it was all focused on this repetition of this one symbol or something else that you may have missed. And it's, later in the book it says, refer back to this puzzle and, all that fun jazz. But I don't like pre-made adventures. I don't like modules. That's just me. But on the other hand, now, just before I start with all this, yes, this is a promotional for another guy. His name is B. Simon Smith over at Assassin Games that made this, the Wanted 5th edition, I want to say addendum? No, it's not an addendum. It's additional. It's a component. It's an additional component. Assassin Games makes a number of these. They're mostly about $5. And honestly, they're very well priced. They're nothing super wow, but they're very decent for what they're giving you. And while I don't like pre-made modules or, adventures and so on, this I liked. Now, before you're wondering how much I'm making for, doing this video, this is it. This one copy that I got of this is literally the only payment I'm getting for talking about it. And honestly, that's fair. Let's face it, that's fair. A number of these I'm actually going to use at some point. And I would highly suggest use them as well, because these are 10 adventures for an urban environment, for a cityscape, for essentially if your players are looking for work inside of a large city, or if you need a large city to have more flavor to it other than just that one railroaded main quest you have. What makes this city big? What makes it unique? What makes it alive? This. Case in point, there's a small adventures in there about dire rats that have broken in from the sewers. There's thieves. There's imps in the tower, and so on. There are things in here that make it feel like the world or the city that it will be taking place in much more realistic. And none of them are connected together. None of them are reliant on the players doing one before the other. They're all 10 solo mini adventures. They're just that. They might last 2 sessions, maybe 3 if you use them right. And the reason why I say that is because it's all up how to use them. It's essentially, forgive me, B. Simon Smith, for spoiling a little bit, but, whatever. Dweller in the Dark. It's one of the little modules, or one of the little adventures in this. It skulks there in the tombs. This hairless abomination that resembles a man. Eyes as black as pitch and mouth filled with jagged teeth reveal the distinction from those that it preys upon. The Prelude. Several years ago, a ghoul infestation erupted from the tombs below the city. Only through the efforts of a holy order of clerics were the horrors put to rest. But evil is never truly conquered, and one of the creatures managed to survive. Many of the clerics perished of the wounds they sustained in battle, and the rest have moved on to fight the darkness elsewhere. When the townsfolk notice signs of a rising evil, they turn to the PCs for aid. Dungeon Master info. This side quest is a bit tricky to run, and could potentially become tedious for the players, as they are searching through a labyrinth of tomes looking for a singular creature. Now, I'm going to move it close to the screen for you to look at. That is all that you get for the one adventure. It's just that. It's one page. Some of them are 2, some of them are 3, but, for the most part, they're one page. They're one page, and they're detailed. They're detailed into where it tells you the location that everything is, it tells you the hunt to find more information or to find it within the labyrinth. It tells you any traps that have it, any traps that are in it. God, I'm losing my ability to speak. And the creature tactics that it will employ in order to counter-hunt the players or strike terror into the players as they try to counter it. And it's a ghoul, by the way. It's a nasty ghoul. Don't know why you would throw something with paralyzing strike against low-level players. But that's right. This is for level 2 to 3 players for groups of parties of 4 or 5. So it's not like a major, holy shit, it's a giant ghoul monster. No, it's a ghoul, a singular ghoul in that the players are trying to hunt. And perhaps they're trying to cleanse something. It's essentially a block. They are for $5. They are giving you 10 blocks, 10 mini adventures that you can use to then build up upon. As well as maybe they're just mini adventures for your players to do in order to make extra money in the city. Let's face it, when players go into cities, they don't look for just one thing. They don't go there for just the one main quest thing. No, they go there and they talk to everyone. They talk to the blacksmith, they talk to the shopkeeper, they talk to the brothel owner, they talk to the prostitutes, they talk to whoever they feel like. Anyone who they feel like can either give them information or give them money or give them an item. Why? I don't know. I guess it's just that age-old RPG mentality. You ever do that in Final Fantasy games or in like the old Legend of Zelda games? You go into a town, you talk to everyone because they might give you something. And that's pretty much what this is for. It doesn't stat out like random NPCs like maids or servants or just normal townsfolk. No, it stats out the main monster or the main being that they're fighting against. Maybe 1 or 2 smaller monsters that would be, in the way or, also against the players. And once again, it's $5. It's 10 blocks, 10 mini adventures for $5. And after reading through this, twice mind you, after reading through this, they're actually very well written. There's no major things that I have a gripe about. Actually, there's no minor things either. Because as I said, each of these can be tailored to your campaign with very little difficulty. And, yeah. So that's the promotion out of the way. Yeah, that was it. That's the promotion. Now we're going on to what I mostly also wanted to talk about, which is, how you guys doing? You doing good? I'm glad to hear. I really am. These D20 Sundays are all about helping you as a dungeon master or as a player. And that's really all I do this for. There are other things that I do. I do the sessions and the campaign, and I post it up here for you guys to enjoy. But that's just me. I do this as a hobby to entertain people. If I can make at least one of you entertained, one of you happy, it's good enough. Some of you might notice that I started putting up the the Streamlabs thing more in the description. If anyone does donate to that, I don't expect you to, but if you do, that's for essentially equipment. And then after I get the new camera that I want, which I am so far from, it's a $500 camera. Once I get that, any money that I make on this channel will go to charity. I'm at the moment trying to figure out what charity. There's a no-kill shelter near where I live, and I am a big animal fan. I like animals. Animals are awesome. But at the same time, I thought about maybe I should start dungeon mastering for the kids with cancer again. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I want to talk about. Get you next time.